Hey boys and girls, we just finished the Q2 financials of Palantir and I'm absolutely blown away. I'm not going to tell you it was a perfect earnings call. We had a lot of issues, a lot of stuff that I didn't like, but overall I think it deserves a solid A minus, really good results. In this video I'm going to go over the main stuff, but I want to focus on more of the nuance. The stuff that you won't read in mainstream media on the highlights. So obviously you can read through the highlights. 376 million. They definitely had a very nice quarter, but I do want to talk about the stuff that I didn't see and the stuff that I did see that I like. So as you know, my three biggest issues with Palantir were the fact that their client concentration is extremely high. Their top 20 clients were bringing in a lot of their revenue. I wanted to see it getting better. About 60% of the revenue came from the top 20 clients as of late 2020. If you want to kind of have any sort of argument about scalability, SaaS software, you have to show me that the kind of concentration for the top 20 clients is coming down. I dug through the financials and I found some positive signs about this, even though they didn't highlight it anywhere. So this was the first year in the history of Palantir that they did not have a single client over 10% of revenue. They had it last year, no more. First time in history, there are no 10% and above clients in Palantir as of the first 6 months of 2021. And that's a really good indicator that the client concentration is getting better. However, we didn't get a specific number. How much? How much the top 20% are generating right now for Palantir? Now, the other thing that bothered me, as well as the mitigating factors, is the fact that Palantir has a dependency on governmental projects. We know this. And I wanted to see the total percentage of government contracts come down from 61% to lower, because it's almost a zero-sum game. If the percentage of total revenue of government comes down, the commercial side comes up. It's very, very simple. However, in these financials, we found out that the percentage of the government contracts went up from 61 to 62% of the total revenue. So not only they didn't reduce it, they actually increased it by a single percent, which isn't amazing. However, the good news are that looking at the financials, we found out that the commercial sector of Palantir grew by 28% just in this quarter. Instead of a 19% growth in Q1, we had almost 30% growth in Q2. So the growth of the commercial sector is accelerating like crazy, which is good news. However, as far as the total sum, still they're dependent on government. 62% is still very high, no improvement there. However, we definitely see the trend on the commercial side going whoop from 19% to 28%. That is really impressive. However, we did find out about the 3 billion they have parked as far as future deal flow, and that the average contract length there is 4 years. So even if they don't do nothing, they have about 1 billion per year just by sitting on the ass and doing the contracts they already won. That's a huge indicator as far as the future growth. The company has already secured pretty much a consistent 1 billion per year for the next 3 years. All they got to do is sell a little bit more. It's a really good sign. Now, the one thing that I didn't like about Palantir in Q1 is the fact that the US side is growing like crazy, but the rest of the world is basically lagging behind. Now, this started with this same idea. We just heard that the US commercial side grew by 90%. Well, that's nice and dandy, but what's going on with the rest of the world? Now, digging through the financials, we actually found that we have good news. The rest of the world actually went better. Instead of 26% of total revenue last year, rest of the world went up to 31%. So a 6% improvement in the total of rest of the world out of the revenues of the company, which means rest of the world is getting better and bigger as far as not being dependent strictly on US clients. Another positive sign. And another little piece of information which was kind of cool is that in Q2, they managed to secure almost 1 billion of contracts. That's in one quarter. That's the entire revenues of pretty much 2020, give or take a few million. That's really impressive. They're getting better. Their client count for the commercial side is getting better as well. They increased by 61% the amount of commercial clients. We even heard that certain Boeing planes are now being used as part of Skywise, because Skywise is being provided by Airbus, but certain airlines that use it have a mixed fleet of Boeing and Airbus. So we have Boeing planes even being used by Palantir. Again, very interesting, but overall, really good results. And the bottom line here for me is very simple. I feel more bullish right now than before about Palantir. I think they deserve a solid A-. I didn't see enough about client concentration. I didn't see enough about the commercial side. I wanted to see more of that. But again, a solid A-, more bullish than before, really good results. And I'm telling you right now that their guidance for Q3 is too low. They're going to break 400 for the next quarter, in my opinion. And again, everything I say here might be inaccurate, might be the ramblings of a madman. It is just my opinion. You got to do your own research. I think these are really solid results. Good job, Palantir. Alex Karp wasn't on the call. Interesting. I guess Elon can also get an exemption right now. How about that? I'm just kidding. Shout out to the channel members and the Patreons if you want to sign up. $5 per month and you'll be supporting the channel. Thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.